everyone, I have the latest copy of Colouring Heaven magazine. Now this is the one that goes out to the monthly subscribers. Now if you haven't ever tried Colouring Heaven subscriptions before, then they do have a little offer at the moment for people who are new to Colouring Heaven, and you can get 3 months issues for £5 including postage. If you're not in the UK, it is a little bit more expensive because obviously the postage is dearer, but they do have different deals, and I've got a little affiliate link on my in the description if you want to go and investigate that. They're also doing some deals for people who have had Colouring Heaven before. There is some sort of, it's a deal as well, so it's worth having a little look if you're thinking of going back to them, having maybe tried them before. And I do have to say, disclaimer, I am sent these for free, and maybe some of their other issues as well, in return for me giving a little mention to their sort of latest deals and things like that. But we'll have a look at this one. You can buy it separately as a single edition. It is dearer to do it that way. You can either go and grab it in shops. In the UK, it's available in WH Smith's, and supermarkets I think sometimes have them, places like that. I don't know about where they are abroad, and they take a little bit later to come out in other countries. So you might know, and their suppliers are on their website, so you can have a look. But we have a Fairytale Princesses special, 40 designs by Selena Fenech, including 19 new and exclusive. So what that means is some of them are from books that she may have put out already or downloads, but 19 are just exclusive to this. So if you're a fan of hers, then you will get those, you won't have seen those images before. So let's have a little look at the format. So as always, I have a little bit from Jenny, the editor or chief creative officer, a little bit about the artist, but there's more information about her on their website. There's a little link there. Talks about here 50% off if you're a subscriber, and there's a colouring community which I'm part of, Friends of Colouring Heaven. I sometimes post in there, so it's a nice little friendly one. There's not many people who post in it. Obviously you can only post images from Colouring Heaven, but it's a rather nice little group, I have to say. So let's start looking. So we have Sleeping Beauty, I'm guessing, with all the roses and brambles around her on her bed. Oh, it tells us here, new and exclusive Sleeping Beauty. So there we go. And these are all single-sided, as you might be familiar, because I've done so many of these flip-throughs. And the paper is of a reasonable thickness. You can see that you can see through it a bit. It's got a nice enough tooth so you can add quite a few layers. I rather like it, to be honest, but then I'm not a fussy paper person, so it's certainly better than Amazon paper. This is Leonora and the Frog Prince. It's a rather cute one as well, I think. Here we have Rapunzel. Look at her hair. Ooh. And he's come to save her. He's standing on her dress. Oh, there's Snow White with her apple. Look, a little bite. You imagine how shiny you can colour that. Oh. Cinderella, we've got our pumpkin coach. I like that one. It could do it for a Halloweeny theme, couldn't you, with the pumpkin? This is Maid Marian. Oh yeah. Robin Hood. Rose Red. Oh, I remember having that story, Snow White and Rose Red. And a bear came to visit them, and they fed it, and it because they were kind to it, it turned into the prince or something like that. Spoiler. Here's our Beauty and the Beast. Oh, I like this idea. Look, with the beast there. Oh, that's nice. I like that. We've got the little rose. And here the Princess Who Never Smiled. I don't know that one. Oh, interesting. Guinevere, obviously King Arthur. King Arthur's Guinevere. We have Cinderella with the glass slipper. The prince. She's in a very elegant room. I thought he went to the house. Oh, Tinkerbell. It's an interesting... oh, she did get trapped in a lamp, didn't she? The White Cat. We don't know that one. Anyone know? I don't know. It's got a tiara on. I can see that. Thumbelina. Oh, I like Thumbelina. Oh, something just fell down. Oh, did you hear that crash? That was 2 packets of gel pens falling off the edge of my desk onto the floor. Oh my goodness. Anyway, there's Thumbelina. The little mermaid. Oh, she's on the edge of a boat. Oh, with her legs. Oh. The Princess and the Unicorn. I don't know that one. No, don't know. The Warrior Princess. I don't know this one either. She's got a sword. Look, little dragon. I like the dragon. Oh, it's so cute. The Princess and the Dragon. Again, no idea. Don't know that one. It's interesting because I never read fairy stories to my children. They seem to be something that has sort of died out maybe. This is Princess Kagua. I can't say it. We've got bamboo here and a sort of moon maybe behind her. Don't know. Oh, Beauty and the Beast again. Oh, there he is behind her. Snow White and Rose Red. They're looking after the bear. Oh, the Frog Prince. I like the Frog Prince story. Yes, she looks quite repulsed, which is how she was, wasn't she? 12 Dancing Princesses. Oh, I remember that being quite scary, but I don't remember it. They go out on boats or something. I can't remember. Here's Cinderella again. Look, she's lost her slipper. Off she goes. These are a bit more detailed, interestingly. But, you know, it's there's a bit of a mix. Diamonds and Toads. I've heard of this one. The one girl used to talk and all toads came out of her mouth and the other one diamonds. I can't remember. One was cursed by a witch because she was mean, I think. Something like that. Oh, Thumbelina again. There's the frog. He was quite... Toad, I think, is it? He was quite nasty, I seem to remember. Wild Swans. Look, she's knitting. I don't know this one. They've all got crowns. No, don't know that one. Rapunzel. Now we have the Goose Girl. I've heard of it. It's a horse. I just don't know that one. She's got a brush. She's brushing her hair. Snow White. Oh, she's just eating the apple. You can see the sort of silhouette. That'd be quite fun, I think, to colour. East of the Sun. I've heard of that. I don't know. Look, she's in all rags, look. And this is the Aurora Borealis, or the Northern Lights. Scheherazade. Oh, don't know. We look sort of Turkish, don't we? Eastern, Middle Eastern. Oh, it looks nice. Oh, I like all these sort of drapes and pretty cushions and things. The Little Mermaid again. Oh, there's the Prince. Oh, Sleeping Beauty. All the roses around her. Oh, the Snow Queen. Yes. There's a lot of nice sort of intricate detail on that one. I think this would be quite pretty. Goldilocks. Oh, she's eaten the porridge in bed. It's a bit naughty, isn't it? Vasilissa. Oh. It's got chicken legs on the hut, look. Oh, I don't know this one. Looks quite scary. I seem to... There was a house on legs like that in a story that I was read when I was at primary school. Ooh, can't think of the author. But anyway, interesting. Maybe it was based on that. Here's Rumpelstiltskin. Look at his little face. She looks very demure, doesn't she? I'm going to get the better of you. Little Red Riding Hood. It's got a little basket. And oh, the Princess and the Pea. Look, can do all sorts of different colours on all these different mattresses. Oh, that's fun. Right, I am going to colour there was one that I really liked. I put my finger in and then I took my finger out. It may not colour at all. It's a Thumbelina. Look at her. She's lovely. Now there's a lot of background in this picture, which is what attracted me to it, because there's a lot of blank that I'd have to think about doing. But we're going to do, where should we start? I've got my Prismacolors. I grab those usually for these because they have a lot of people in. And as I've said many times, I learned how to colour people using Prismacolor. My pencil case is upside down. So I find it easier that way. So let's start with a bit of beige. Where is it? Oh, my son is singing. There it is, beige. I usually do a bit of beige on skin to start with. Should we come in a bit closer? Would you like to be able to see what I'm doing? Now, I'm thinking, what colour is Thumbelina's dress? That's what I'm thinking as I'm just going to sharpen my pencil. And her hair. Does she have blonde hair? What do you think? I'm wondering whether to give her a bit of a beige base for her hair as well as her skin. Have a think in a minute. It always looks a little bit icky, the base of beige, but it seems to just work, I find. But you know, you may have a different method. Try not to go into her eye. I'll go over her lips. We can put some other colour on after. No, she's got a bow in her hair and a ribbon there. Can you see it? So I have to be careful to avoid that as we're just putting this layer of beige on. I will obviously not keep her hair this colour, but we'll get there. It's interesting how hair is drawn quite a lot like this, with sort of curls and things, where hair does have individual, obviously it has individual piece strands. So I have before coloured hair using actually a hard pencil, I think it was polychromos, and sort of marked in, whited out the black and actually just marked in all the strands. It took a long time. It was quite an interesting exercise. It was a Hannah Carlson picture, one of my sort of earlier attempts at doing skin tone and hair, and I thought it was okay. Now I'm going to use the Nectar colour, which is what I tend to use for my next layer. We're just concentrating on skin now for a bit. So either side of her nose there'll be a bit of darker area here where there's some shadow. We can mark that shadow in a bit more later with maybe some purple rather than just keeping it in this colour. Also put a little bit along the edge of here like that. Now around the chin I just start to mark out where there'd be like more darker shadowy areas. We'll try and give her nose a bit more shape to keep it just straight. And here, now the joy with the Prismas is that they are very smushy, so where I've just gone quite rough there, we can smush that out a little bit with our next layer of colour. So it will work itself out in the long term, and I've done this so many times before, I know it's going to just come together at the end. Whereas the first few times I did this, I went into a panic, like she's got big red splotches on her face, it looks awful, but actually it comes together. Try to make her cheek but a little bit lighter like that. Now we're going into our peach. I think I'll use the this one. This is the Deco. No, it's not, it's the light peach. About to sharpen off the word light. Well, use this one. hope I've got another one of these somewhere. But anyway. So, oh, the rain is very loud. So I'm now, can you see, I'm blending that in and bringing it in a little bit. So I'm going over that nectar and just smushing it a bit and leaving some slightly lighter areas where I feel we wouldn't have any. So I hope you can see. Gently smush, smush, and her face will look very red. And around these edges where there'd be a bit of a shadow, like that. And then we're going to just go down and do the same thing with the arms. So the reason I've made them darker on the edges is to try to give the impression that they're not just a sort of flat, and if we can leave them lighter in the middle, it gives the impression there's a bit of light shining off that centre bit, where it's nearer to us, it's a bit lighter, and it helps to give the impression of some shape going on. So I'm just going back here, do a little more blending around here. Okay, now I'm going to turn to the Deco Peach. Now, this is a slightly pinker colour, and I'm going to probably go over everything with this, but just lightly. So not so light in this area, but just over this a little bit. So you can see we're no longer going to have these sort of really white areas, but we still want to see some contrast between all of our colours. So we need to be a little bit careful that we still leave some lighter bits, but we will come in with another shadowy colour. Now sometimes I use a grey for shadows, sometimes I always use a bit of purple first, so I'm going to do that first and see whether I then need the grey or not. It depends on how well it works. There she is coming along. So the purple, I tend to use the greyed lavender. Actually, you can go a bit darker, but then not that daring. A parma violet might just about be okay. So here under the chin there'll be shadow here. This is where I'm putting in my first bit. Now you can see that the purple keeps a bit of the pinkish tone, but also gives more of a shadowy look. So we can just put it in where we really want to make it look like there's some, you know, sort of shade falling in these areas. Oops, sorry, move the book. There we go. And then along the edge of the dress, where the dress would be creating a shadow on the arm, in the like that, and here let there be a little bit there. I think those are fingers down there which I ignored, so put a bit of colour on those in a minute. There she is. Now I am just going to use the light peach to put a bit of colour down here. I think those are her fingers there. Okay, now we're going to do her lips next, and then we'll have a look and see how it all works together. I think I'm going to use the blush pink. It's a sort of quite a natural colour. I don't want her to be like really dark lips. I think it's quite subtle. I think she's quite an innocent Thumbelina. Now her hair, we're going to do a bit more with this. What colour should we go? We could go slightly brown, we could go blonder. Let's go yellow ochre. I think that's the yellow ochre. Yeah, you can't really see the name, but you have to believe me. So we're going to work with each tendril. I'm going to start down here with this one. I'm going to put more yellow on each end. and leave the centre bit a little bit lighter to look like it's catching the light. This piece that goes right over her head, I'm wondering whether that's actually part of this ribbon. I think it is. Sorry, I'm going to erase that. I think it's like a headband of ribbon. It's the joy of pencil. You can erase and adapt slightly. So I'm fading this towards the middle bit by bit, like that. And there's quite a pretty colour for hair. I don't think anyone really has hair this colour, but it's quite yellowy, isn't it? We'll see whether I think it needs a little adjusting. You know, you can always add more layers of colour to hair. I can hear a noise like a dust cart. It's very odd. There's no one. It's not the right day. There we go. I've got to go out soon. It's absolutely pouring with rain. The garden needs it so desperately. We've basically had the driest spring for sort of such a long time. Unfortunately, I was reading that apparently the summer's going to be extra hot. Ugh. No. We all slept extra well last night because it was so much cooler. It was lovely. And it didn't get light as early either because of the cloud. So that was really nice. We all had a nice sleep. But I don't know how. I think it's going to be quite rainy for this week. As I say, the gardens need it so much. I was at father-in-law's yesterday. It's got quite a big lawn. We were walking across the lawn and I could hear our feet crunching in the, very dry grass. He doesn't over mow it either. He had mowed it the day before because we were visiting. But his garden looked very nice. He was trying to give us some spinach that he was growing, but we didn't take any. We don't really eat it, to be honest. Not very much. I definitely think she needs a bit of something else going on with her hair. What should we do? It's a little bit too yellow, isn't it? I think I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Oh, sorry. I did sneeze. Right. I was thinking, I know that Inez Witherspoon, who you may see online, she's on Facebook. She tends to use French grey for hair. I'm going to give it a little go, just a little bit. So this is French grey. It is the 70% French grey, and I'm just going to use it in the bits where I think it might be darker. Just on the sort of where there might be some shadow on the tops and the tips, sort of thing. Just see what it does really for us. I'm just interested really. Oh, I don't know if you can hear the rain. Now the microphone is on me rather than on the camera. It's a bit further away from the window. I don't know if you can hear it. It's absolutely bucketing down. I could use other words, but I won't. Naughty words. But yeah, it is raining quite hard. Let's put it that way. But as I say, I think it's due to stop later, so I'll probably go to the shop a bit later when it's a bit drier. There we go. But yes, yesterday it was actually really perfect weather for me. It was cloudy. There was a little bit of sun on and off, and it was really breezy and cool, and I just thought it was really good. Now I want a sort of colour to dull down that yellow. What What about the eggshell? I'm going to try that. I'm going to try using the eggshell to sort of blend everything together. So I'm going to put down a fairly thick layer. Yeah. I like that. So it's sort of smushing it up. It is covering over those really white, glowy areas, but I think that's good. It makes her hair not look artificially yellow or artificially shiny. There we go. Now, I'm thinking that Thumbelina is sitting in a lily pad, in a lily flower, sorry, so I will colour this flower in pink. I won't colour it on video, I will just do her. I'll colour so I don't want to do her dress in pink because it's too samey, but I'm thinking maybe a sort of, so let's grab the swatch chart. So these are sort of pinks that I'll probably do the lily, these sort of really pale, the lovely deco pink and pink rose. So I'm thinking of her dress to match those sorts of colours. I don't want anything too brash and bright. I think I'm either going to go for the amethyst or the orchid, maybe a Parma violet. Let's start with the amethyst. Where are you, amethyst? Hang on, is the amethyst... Oh, it is the new one. Just checking. Because it replaces the... If you've got a lilac, you can use that instead, because it's one of the newer colours, isn't it? Now, just don't want to move it. We're doing a hairband in this colour to start with. Now, I'm just going to put on a layer of this colour, and then I'm going to use another colour to just do the shadows. So I just want to get down this colour. Now I want this colour of her ribbon to be the same colour as her dress. Okay, so we're going to just put down. Now you can see we've got all these areas which need to be a little bit darker. I think this bit I might leave white. I'm wondering. Have a think. My son's just going back upstairs after breakfast. It's 10:30. He's going to have a shock next week when he has to get up for work for a week. But he will go to bed earlier, you know. So he's good, you know. He'll know that if he's got to get up early, he'll go to bed earlier, sort of thing, you know. So he isn't silly about it. He does, yes, stay up till 1 o'clock or midnight when he's not having to get up. See, I think this is a bit of dress here, look, as well. But that bit there is the centre of our flower. So she's got her foot under her dress fabric, I think, there. There's a lot of creasing in the dress and ruffles and things, which actually give us lots of clues as to where to put the shadowing to make it darker, so that's useful for us. So that is that one. Now what was I going to do? Amethyst, Parma violet, that's right. Just Parma violet? Yes, here it is, Parma violet. So starting with the hairband, I'm going to make it a little bit darker here, and then just trail that off like that. And then bottom of the knot, inside the bow there, and just the sort of top and bottoms of the ribbon, like that. Then we have her dress. I'm starting here. I can put a bit of shadow behind there, a little bit in there. Now in here, look. I feel like that is dipped in, so it's shadowy, like that. Might be a bit of shadow there. Put a few bits in here now, in here above the belt. I haven't gone all the way to the edge very well, so I need to just do that. And here. I'm just going to put a few bits in here like this. Just giving her a bit of shape, aren't we? And there. As I say, it's just quite nicely marked out for us. I think that's a bit of a dress under there. So in here. And then these lines underneath. I'm just going to put a bit of shadow under there. Now these lines, I'm not going to go quite so dark. But just... because these are definitely sort of tucks in the sleeve, whereas these are just sort of where the dress is sort of ruffled up. Oops. And it just gives it a little bit more interest and life, I think, to add this extra bit of colour. I feel there might be a bit of shadow just around her hands here. You could make your shadows grayer, but I'm quite happy with it in that colour. Now the white bits wouldn't be completely white, there would be some shadows on them, and I'm just trying to decide what to use for that. I think I quite like the 30% cool grey. There it is. Give it a sharpen. I'm just going to use it a little bit. And I'm going to put a little bit here and then just fade it off. The same here, just a tad. And then a bit there and there. And there we go. So it's still white, but we've just got a few sort of shadowy areas on there. Okay, now her eyes and eyebrows I haven't done, have I? So I've just noticed that. So her eyebrows need to be like her hair colour. So I'm going to put a little bit of this yellow ochre on them, but I'm going to try and be quite light with them. And then a little bit of the 70% French grey. I'm just trying to draw like little lines. Now her irises are going to be very difficult to do. They are really small. But we're going to have a go, and I'm going to use the a Prismacolor Verithin for this. I would grab a hard pencil, whatever you might have, that you can get to the sharpest point. Now I am just gonna go around the edge. Now it's drawn so there's a tiny white bit in the pupil which gives the eyes a bit more life. There we go. So that's just True Blue, by the way. I don't know if I said True Blue. So that's her eyes. So there she is, done, finished. I am going to go away and do the flower. I haven't decided quite how I'm going to do it yet, but going to use the same pink that I've used for her lips, partly for the flower, and for these sort of central bits I might use the jasmine, the ochre, just to bring out some of the colours of her into the picture, really. So there we are. So yeah, it's quite a cute book, isn't it? And as I say, I'll include the link to just this copy if you want to buy it online, but it might be in the shops as well. I don't know how the prices compare in the shops to online, because the cover price, there we go, the cover price is what they sell for in the shops, and it's £6.49, but I don't know whether if you're online whether it's the same. I've got no idea, but there we go. But all the details are there if you need them. So there we go. So thank you for watching. Hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. It's evening here. Well, when the video goes out it will be, so enjoy your evening if you're in the UK. If you're in America, enjoy your afternoon. If you're in Australia, you will be asleep maybe. I don't know. Anyway, have a super rest of your day. Thank you for watching and happy colouring.